This is Caitlin, your host of the No Sleep for Dramas podcast, where we get no sleep and survive on coffee to watch just one more episode at night. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the No Sleep for Dramas podcast, and I am Caitlin. Today we are going to continue celebrating Halloween by talking about some crime dramas. As I said in my review for The Victims Game, I usually celebrate Halloween by talking about crime dramas because I don't necessarily like watching possession or super scary stuff. I've gotten better over the years, like with zombie dramas and stuff, but I still like talking about crime dramas and tend to watch those a lot more around this time of year. And also, since I have not moved this podcast more in the direction of crime dramas or whatever, and I'm still talking about other dramas like romance and stuff, I tend to use Halloween as a way to highlight crime dramas, and I want to continue that again. Last week, or maybe the week before, you got a review of the Victims Game, I think it was. Yeah, it was The Victims Game. That was a crime drama that I have been waiting to do a podcast review on for a while, a really long time. And now you're going to get my list of crime dramas or thriller dramas that you can watch for Halloween. Now, this list is not going to list every single crime drama out there. I tried to put a little bit of parameters around that. The blog post that's up today is 6 dramas that I will talk about in this episode that I might not have had in my other Halloween blog posts that are up from 2020 onwards. And I might have talked about them in other blog posts or podcast episodes, but they've never been in the Halloween list. And I tried to stick strictly to crime dramas. I cheated a little bit, but I'll explain when we get to those dramas. But overall, these are strictly crime dramas. So we basically avoided supernatural stuff as much as possible. Again, I said I cheated a little bit, but for the most part, this list will be straight up crime dramas. Because, sometimes people find those scary enough, and there's not a lot of people that talk about crime dramas all the time. And we all know I'm your go-to crime person across other podcasts. Why not talk about strictly crime dramas today? I'm going to talk about some of the dramas because I have 3 blog posts that I've written about Halloween before. I'm going to cherry pick some dramas out of those 3 lists, and then I'm going to name the 6 dramas that are in the new blog post that was published today. You might get scared about supernatural stuff or supernatural crime dramas, but maybe violent crime dramas are okay for you. This list would be perfect for you. Or you are scared of everything and you just want to dip your toes into a crime drama or a violent crime drama to celebrate Halloween and be scared, or to try out a new genre that you have never tried before, but you don't know where to start. You thought, oh, Halloween would be a perfect time to try out a crime drama that I've never seen before. But overall, this list is really just going to be the violent, dark crime dramas. Cheated again a little bit, but I'll explain once I get to them. So first, we're going to go and cherry pick some crime dramas out of the blog posts that I already have. There's 3 blog posts. For the first one, I'm going to talk about, which I think, and this is going to be a mix. It's not just Korean or Chinese or Japanese. I'm just going to mix everything together. And really what I'm just going to say is the title and what type of drama it is. Some of these I might name at the time I wrote this blog post would be available on Netflix, but it might be off Netflix now. I didn't really go back and check where these were. I'm just going to put the name out there, tell you why I think it would be perfect for Halloween, and then there you go. So this will be a short, sweet list. Not too long, not too short. You got another list from me this week already with the Tencent drama things. You got 2 episodes this week, one about Halloween and one not so much. I hope you enjoy this. I hope that you enjoy crime dramas or just are looking for something new to watch. If you watch any of these, please let me know what you think in the comments or DM me or whatever. Or if you have seen these, please write in the comments what you think of them. Let me know what you think of this list in general. I'm excited to hear from you, and I really hope I get some feedback on this, given the fact that I want to talk about crime dramas more. The first one we are going to talk about is Strangers from Hell. Now, at the time, this was on Netflix when I wrote this, but this was like written in 2020, so it might have moved off. It might be somewhere, but Strangers from Hell is a Korean drama. I think it's pretty famous at this point. It's about a man who moves into this boarding house in a way. There's multiple people that live in the same apartment complex, boarding house area, and it just seems creepy and off. And let me tell you, it gets really creepy. If you want a very creepy, unsettling, definitely don't watch at night Korean drama, watch Strangers from Hell. It took me forever to check this one out because I thought I would be scared out of my mind from it because it looked so creepy. But overall, it is a straight up murder crime drama. There's nothing supernatural about it when I first assumed there was. But if you choose to watch this for Halloween, you will not be disappointed. You get amazing acting. You get crazy lighting and camera angles. You get music that adds to that unsettling feeling. And of course, there's a ton of murder and also a ton of crazy, eccentric characters that are just all around very creepy all the time. It just takes you for a ride and spits you out at the end. And it's just crazy from start to finish. I love the ending of this drama too because it adds to the uncomfortable feeling of this drama. You don't really know what's up. And I'm not going to spoil anything in this list at all. I'm trying not to. And I just thought the ending of this was brilliant. But don't watch this at night. You'll get creeped out. Also, I will warn you, it is very gory. Very gory. But that's our first crime drama. Next one I'm going to talk about is Voice Season 1. This is a classic that I always mention during Halloween. Whenever somebody asks me for recommendations of a crime drama, I will always tell you Voice Season 1. Now, Voice has 4 seasons out. There's been a couple characters that have existed in all 4 seasons. The one I kind of remember off the top of my head is the female lead. The person who is at the call center, has amazing hearing. She is in all 4 seasons. In my opinion, season 1 is by far the best season. I always recommend that season first, and then if you like that season and can handle that season, then go on to the other seasons. Because if you are looking for a straightforward classic serial killer drama to watch for Halloween, this is your drama. Voice Season 1 is your drama. I think I rewatch this drama at least once a year, especially during around this time. It's a great cat and mouse story. And it's just the concept of this is a woman works at a emergency call center and she has extraordinary hearing where she can hear stuff really, really well, which I know is like an out there idea, but it somehow works. She can tell things through the telephone that she's talking on and can lead these cops to wherever they need to go and save these people. On one hand, you have a crime drama where it literally has a timer on the screen because they're racing against time to save these people in this crime. And so you have anxiety-filled crime drama because you're watching this clock tick down literally on screen. And then you have a serial killer who is extremely violent. It has one of the best villains I've ever seen in my life. I'm not going to name who it is. I'm not going to say anything, but still one of my favorite villains of all time in Korean crime drama land. It is very gory and very bloody, especially the last couple episodes. But if you are looking for a classic serial killer crime drama with a satisfying team up with our main people, a fantastic villain who is incredibly acted, and a drama that is just a great binge, you need to watch Voice season 1. This, I will say, and I've said this before, the villain in this, the actor who plays this villain, I'm not going to name him in case you have not watched him, but he has come out and said he has not done a villain like this since this drama came out. And I want to say this drama came out in 2017 or something, 2016. The role he did for this drama was so violent and so disturbing when it came to the villain. He has yet to play another villain character because it messed him up so much. Granted, that changed this year, early this year, for an episode in the Deaths game. But up until this year, he could not touch a villain drama. And so if you watch Voice season 1, you'll understand why. But he has been, the actor who played the villain has been very vocal about how this character affected him and how he acted while doing this character. And it shows how well he acted in this drama so much. If you want a classic serial killer crime drama, this one's perfect for you. And it stands up. Even though it's 2016, 2017 drama, it doesn't look like it's aged very much. Supposedly we're getting a season 5. I still have not watched season 4. I started it, but I dropped it. I might have to try and watch it again. And I don't think I've seen season 2 or season 3 in a while. But my favorite one is season 1. It will always be season 1, I think. I don't think anything will beat that, but we'll have to see. Next up, we have a Taiwanese drama that is, I think, still on Netflix. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's still on Netflix because at the time that I wrote this, which I think was like 2021, it was new on Netflix. This is a Taiwanese drama called, and I might butcher this name, I'm not quite sure how to pronounce it, but it's called futmalls.com, futmalls.com. And this one was unique because at first, you don't know what you're to expect when you watch this drama. Especially, I watched the trailer and I was like, I don't know what this drama is going to be about. And I remember watching this, and first off, it was way better than I assumed it was going to be. Because they're really, even watching the trailer, you really don't know what it's supposed to be about. It's a very obscure trailer, right? And this is a straight up murder drama, but it has a little sci-fi time travel thrown in. This drama is about a cop who investigates a series of strange cases. And while he's investigating these cases, he comes across a website called futmalls.com, futmalls.com. You can actually go to that website. At the time when I watched this, there was actually a legit website to promote this drama, and I think it still works. But the website in the drama claims that it's from the future, and customers can buy anything from this site, like fame, fortune, love, anything. But the deal with that, though, is they have to pay a very hefty price for what they buy, aka they probably end up dead or somebody else ends up dead most of the time. This cop is investigating these really strange cases and comes across this website. And I think I liked this drama so much because it is a straight up murder case. And you might have a little sci-fi and stuff with this website, but you still are following a cop investigating murders. And I just thought this was really inventive with some great characters. It has a good cat and mouse story, as we all love when it comes to murder shows. And then the time travel at the time, I had never really seen a crime drama do it the way that this drama does it when it comes to crime dramas. I would recommend this because it's kind of one of those crime dramas that, and I think it's still on Netflix, kind of like goes under the radar. No one really talks about it, so I always want to mention it. And I think it's really short. I think it's like 6 to 8 episodes. It's not that long. But again, it is still a straight up murder thing. It has some gruesome murder scenes, but I wouldn't say it's as creepy as Strangers from Hell or Voice for that matter. But it could be a little creepy. It's not as creepy. But I think you guys would enjoy this just because it just has a unique concept in general. Because who has ever seen a crime drama with time travel, really? I've seen a couple since then, but at that time I didn't. And this came out, I think, in 2020, 2021, something like that. Okay, so another one I always like to talk about because it's a good reprieve from those like creepy straight up serial killer things, but it still is a great Halloween drama, and that is the kdrama Zombie Detective. This is another crime drama that I don't see many people talk about, and I always name it, especially during Halloween, because it is a straight up crime drama. It is. But the detective is a zombie. He wakes up one day and realizes he's been dead and he's a zombie. Now he's a zombie investigating, he's a private eye. He's investigating these cases that people hire him for. And then you have a comedy involved. Because he's a zombie, it's somewhat of a comedy. It also can get pretty dark because he ends up investigating some murders and ends up investigating his own death. Like, it does get a little dark, but not as dark as the other ones I've already named. And it leans more towards the comedy side. So when I clicked on this, I didn't really know what to expect. I honestly didn't think I would like it because, as we know, I have voiced countless times I'm not a comedy person. But it works, and I was pleasantly surprised, and I enjoyed this one quite a bit. And I don't remember a lot of people watching it. There were a couple, but I always talk about this one during Halloween just because it's so fun. It's still celebrating Halloween because you have a zombie involved, obviously. I just remember I really, really liked Zombie Detective, and I think it fits the bill of being a crime drama because he's legit still investigating crimes. It's just he's a zombie and has to figure it out. As you can imagine, I'm sure there's a lot of comedy in play when it comes to that story sometimes. Another one I want to mention that I know I have mentioned before, it's a Japanese drama called Million Yen Women. I always tend to name this one as well when it comes to crime dramas to celebrate Halloween. This is a roller coaster of a crime drama. I remember binging this drama in like a weekend. Has a lot of eccentric characters. You don't really know what to think about half the characters. If you like found family, the trope found family, like I do, I love found family, you will love this drama. The crime drama is a bit different compared to some of the other ones I've already talked about because it delves more into the characters. Basically, the drama is it's about a guy who lives alone, and he one day ends up having four or five women move in with him, and he doesn't know why. And so as the drama goes on, I think every episode concentrates on one of these five women and then eventually him. And you learn their backstory. You learn why they have ended up there. You learn what they're trying to do in this story. And then by the end, it kind of all comes together and wraps up in the end. And each of these women are given such a unique backstory that it was just a amazing binge to watch. I couldn't put it down. But also that twist at the end, and I'm not going to say it, blew me away. Like, I could not predict it. I love the fact that I could not predict it at all. Now, as I've said with multiple other crime dramas, like this drama, Million Yen Women, does get very dark. But I always want to name this because it's a different type of drama to watch for Halloween. It's still a crime drama, though. I'm not going to say how it's a crime drama because that will be spoiler, but it is still a crime drama, and it is very dark, and it's just a unique take on a crime drama, and it's so fun to learn who these characters are and what they're doing there and how are they contributing to this story. I always talk about this one because it's just so good. It's so good. I also remember that I clicked on this out of curiosity, and it was an unexpected delight. And it just has a story that will grip you from beginning to end, and I can't recommend it enough. The last one I'm going to name that I named on another blog post before we move on to the ones that I wrote in the new one that I just published today. That is going to be a Chinese drama called The Bad Kids. Bad Kids is one of those iQIYI crime dramas that they started to make. I can't remember what the series is, but every year they release like 4 or 5 crime dramas. Light On. It's Light On. The Light On series. So iQIYI does the Light On series. Every year they release 4 or 5 crime dramas. And The Bad Kids, I don't remember if they did this before 2020 or if this was just a plan for 2020, but I want to say Light On started in 2020, and The Bad Kids was one of the first dramas that they released in the Light On series. And this, by far, is one of the best crime Chinese dramas I have ever watched. And I know a lot of people talk about this one at this point because it's so memorable and so iconic when it comes to Chinese crime dramas. And the people who did this drama have done other crime dramas before The Bad Kids and after that have all turned out to be good, in my opinion. I just think one of the main reasons why I want to put this crime drama on this list is because the main bad guy is so creepy. Just so creepy every time he comes on screen. Every time he's on screen, you as an audience member feel really uneasy and you can't predict what he's doing or what he's going to do next. And I will always remember the first scene of this drama surprised me so much. I remember I watched this, and by the end of that first scene, my mouth was on the floor. I just couldn't believe what happened in that first scene. And I'm not going to spoil it, but it's one of the best crime dramas I've ever seen and one of the best Chinese dramas I've ever seen. Like, not easy to watch. It's dark, it's gritty, it's violent. It's about a group of kids discovering a murderer and them trying to survive. The acting is phenomenal across the board, both the children and the adult actors. Cinematography is realistic and it matches the story, and the story is just so unpredictable and so tension filled. I just remember it's just memorable. It just blew me away the entire time. And it starts at 100 and then it kind of goes down and kind of takes its time, maybe have some spikes, and then the ending goes back to 100 again. This is the type of drama to watch if you're into a crime drama and you need a drama for Halloween. You're into a crime drama that just has this underlying tension throughout the entire drama, and you cannot put your finger on why. Why is there tension here? Why am I feeling uncomfortable? And then you find out why. And it's a masterpiece of a crime drama. Like, there's nothing else you can explain about it. But again, I will say, trigger warning, very violent. Very violent. It's gritty. It's dark. It's not a happy time, but it's a brilliant crime drama. Just, I cannot praise it enough. It's a brilliant crime drama. All right, so those are the Halloween recommendations that I already have on my blog that I have talked about in other blog posts. If you go to the blog post that I published today, I have links to all of the other blog posts I've done about Halloween, and so you'll find the dramas I already discussed just now, but you also will find dramas in that list that I have not discussed because they're not crime dramas. They're like supernatural, they're ghost, there's demons, whatever. They're not the typical crime dramas. If you want even more recommendations for Halloween that are not crime dramas, you can go to those 3 lists that are linked in the blog post and find more. Now we're going to move into the 6 dramas that did I talk about everything? I did that one. Yeah. So now we're going to move into the 6 dramas that I wrote in this current blog post that I just posted today. Again, tried to stick with just crime dramas, but I did cheat a bit, especially with the new post. But overall, They're mostly strictly crime dramas. The first one I'm going to talk about, which I know other people have talked about, but I feel like it's still one of those crime dramas that people either don't remember watching, haven't watched, or just you don't see it mentioned often. But then when I do mention it, everybody's like, oh, that was such a good one. That was such a great crime drama. I can't believe I forgot about that one, blah, 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 blah. So I'm going to name it again. And that was The Memorist. It's a crime drama. It's a Korean drama, and I think it's still on Viki. I watched it on Viki. Now, the funny thing is about this drama is I remember, I want to say this was like a 2021 drama, I want to say. I can't remember. Maybe 2020. It was marketed to me. I remember it being marketed as a comedic crime drama. You had this guy who, through touch, he could like see visions, and his reactions to that were just over the top and very comedic. And he was just an eccentric guy. I click play on this like, oh, this will be fun. This will be a nice little comedic crime drama. I like those sometimes. And then you get The Memorist. This is not a comedic crime drama. It goes from 0 to 100 in 2 seconds flat. It does have its light moments. I mean, there's a reason why there was comedy in the trailer. There is comedy at the beginning of this, but oh my god, does it get dark and intense. It gets really dark and really intense, and a lot darker than I assumed it would be. And I remember being so surprised by it when I watched it as it aired, because I was like, where is this coming from? It gets very intense and anxiety filled and is just amazing. The villain in this drama is really creepy and very memorable, but it's very creepy. Amazing crime drama, well acted crime drama. It is very disturbing, though. It's a dark, disturbing crime drama that is perfect for Halloween. Honestly, it's just perfect for Halloween. You will not be able to put this one down. If you click play, you'll immediately want to click play on the next episode. It's addictive. And again, you just don't expect how dark this one goes. It goes dark. So I have to do trigger warning on this. It is violent. This is gory. This is really dark. It has some really dark topics. But it has some great acting, great found family. Again, you want to know who the killer is. And when you do, it's like, oh man, okay, this dude is weird. This dude is creepy. This dude is memorable. I just remember I love the villain from this just because it just was so unexpected. This was an unexpectedly dark crime drama. The Memorist is definitely memorable for that. So the next drama I want to talk about is a Japanese drama. It is called Erased. I know I have mentioned this multiple times before, and for some reason I've never talked about it in a Halloween post before. Here we go. We are talking about it in a Halloween post now. Because whenever someone asks me for crime recommendations, I always say Erased. I always say it because it kind of immediately pops in my head. I know I've mentioned it in some of the Tea and Soju podcast episodes. I mentioned it like when people ask for crime recommendations on social media. Like I always end up naming Erased. So for some, I don't know. I think it's crazy that I haven't mentioned it in a Halloween blog post before until now. This stars one of my favorite Japanese actors, Furukawa Yuki. He starred in my first Japanese drama ever. I'm always going to be a fan of him. I still have a ton of his dramas I haven't seen. There's also a very popular anime that this was. I'm not quite sure if the anime was made first and then this was made later. I'm assuming yes. I'm assuming that was the case because I think this was made in 2019, 2018 maybe. It was before, I watched this way before the pandemic, so it had to be 2018, 2017, 2019, something around that. And I think the anime was before that. So I've never seen the anime, so I've only seen the live adaptation. But because I haven't seen the anime, you might get a Versus episode next year about this because I now want to see the anime. I love this. I love this Japanese drama so much. The subject matter, though, is not easy to watch. I will say it involves children, so trigger warning for child abuse. Um, but this drama, when I watched it, it blew my mind. I just remember thinking, like, what? Like, what? What happened here? What is going on here? And then it, like, reveal after reveal, I'm like, oh my god, that is what was going on. That was crazy. It was memorable to me because it was unpredictable, and just the twists and turns this drama takes is just something at that time I had never witnessed before and I have never seen. But again, it's extremely dark, very dark. This drama is about the main character can time travel. And one day he accidentally ends up time traveling back to when he was in elementary school. So he's a full grown adult and he time travels back to when he was in elementary school. And when he was a kid, apparently there was this girl who went missing, and he had to be third grade, fourth grade in this drama. I don't quite remember. And so he ends up trying to prevent this missing girl from going missing and solving a possible kidnapping, maybe murder. Like, a lot of things come out of this decision. It's an amazing, amazing, amazing crime drama. Amazing Japanese crime drama. At the time that I watched this, it's a Netflix show, and I think it's still a Netflix show. Like, this was one of the first Netflix created Asian dramas, if I'm not mistaken. Beautiful cinematography, just gorgeous cinematography all the time. I really should rewatch this drama because it's been years since I watched it. So there's a little fantasy involved in this due to him time traveling, but overall it is a very, very dark crime drama. I can't recommend it enough, though. It's beautifully done, but it's dark. It's really dark. The topics that it talks about are not fun. We have 3 more, I think, maybe 4 more. The next one I'm going to talk about is a Chinese drama. It's called A Murderous Affair in Horizon Tower. I also have mentioned this multiple times before, and this drama is actually the first review I ever wrote for my blog. So you can go back on my blog and go back to 2020, and this is the first review I ever wrote for the blog. This is by far also one of the best Chinese crime dramas I have ever watched. I think it's one of those things where I went into it really with not high expectations, because one, I didn't really think China could, like, because I think this crime drama also came out in 2020 along with Bad Kids. I remember watching it right before or right after the Bad Kids. If it was after, I was like, oh my god, nothing's gonna live up to the Bad Kids. That was such a great crime drama. I didn't really have expectations going into this. I just clicked play because it looked interesting. And I was like, oh, okay, it's another crime drama. Cool. I'll watch it. It just, the way that the story played out in this was just so unexpected and so unpredictable. And it's so much. I say this all the time when I talk about crime dramas, but this story is so much more than just the crime part. It's about relationships, and it's about the characters' lives, and the message of hope from this drama that you get at the end of this is breathtaking. Like, even though it discusses dark issues and murder and just a bunch of dark issues, the message of hope that you get at the end of this drama was surprising and heartfelt and just well said and breathtaking, to say the least. And the characters and the relationships of the characters is what stands out in this drama. It's what makes this drama very special to me. It's a crime drama that keeps you guessing until the end. The structure of the story is well done because as you learn about the things that happened with the crime as the characters do. With every episode or so, a new character is introduced. That character will give more perspective of what was going on at that crime scene on that day. in that moment, whatever they were talking about, because most of the time it's an interrogation. Because basically the story is somebody gets murdered in an apartment building and the cops have to interview like 6 or 7 neighbors or something. And so with every interview, every interrogation, you get background on the person they're interviewing, and then you also get background on the victim. And so you learn more about the victim, more about the crime that happened that day, as well as the character you're talking about. You might exit an episode and you think, okay, this guy definitely is the murderer, or that woman that he was talking about definitely is the murderer. And then the next episode has a new character and they reveal other info, and you're like, oh, wait, maybe that person is not the murderer. Or maybe this person didn't even get murdered. Maybe it was a suicide. Like, the structure of the story hid those details really well until the story wanted to reveal those clues, which kept you guessing. And I just thought it was so well done, and it made the drama so unpredictable because you just could not, you didn't know what you didn't know, you know? The acting in this too, I think also I looked at the cast and I was like, oh, okay, some decent actors, whatever. I haven't seen a bunch of them. Acting was phenomenal. I remember just like ending this drama, I'm like, oh my God, I underestimated this drama. I love it so much. It's definitely one of my favorite crime Chinese dramas I've ever watched. I cannot recommend this one enough. I know Liliana on Tea and Soju, I recommended this to her earlier this year and she watched it and she also loved it. So I can't recommend A Murderous Affair in Horizon Tower enough. Next one, again, I've mentioned this on and off somewhere on my blog or somewhere. It's called The Perfect Insider. It's a Japanese drama. Sadly, I have yet to find this drama again. I watched this back in God, it must have been 2016, 2015 maybe, when Drama Fever still existed. RIP Drama Fever. This was on Drama Fever. And from the day that Drama Fever died to now, I've been trying to find this drama again because I want to rewatch it. I have yet to be successful. It's nowhere. I mean, nowhere legally. I know it's like you could probably find it, but I don't sail the high seas to watch dramas because I pay for so much anyway. This Japanese drama is one hell of a ride. I remember watching it, I'm like, what the hell am I watching? So this is a J-drama that is a series of locked room mysteries. So you have your two characters, a professor and associate professor, and they go to a conference, they go to this, they go to that, and they end up encountering a locked room mysteries. Think like Murder, She Wrote, where Jessica Fletcher just kind of just walks in the crime scenes all the time. This is them. So Japan loves their locked room mysteries. They have a whole genre, like subgenre of crime dramas, all about locked room mysteries. I'm obsessed with them. We need more of them. I want access to all of them. And if you don't know what a locked room mystery is, it is a scenario in a crime drama, a crime novel, like scenario of the crime genre, where you have a murder happen in a room that seems to be locked. All the doors are locked from the inside. All the windows are not broken and locked from the inside. There's no way to get in or out. And somehow this person ends up dead, or people end up dead, or whatever. Then you have to figure out, okay, how did they die? If they were murdered, how were they murdered? That type of thing. Locked room mystery is that type of thing. And Japan loves them so much. And I love that Japan loves them. I just remember this crime drama being super unpredictable and just crazy, and you basically were taken for a ride and you didn't know where it was headed, and it had one hell of a concept and one hell of a villain. The villain was downright nuts, and that's the only way I can describe it, because at one point the two characters end up in like an insane asylum, and the villain for that mystery is in the insane asylum. So clearly this person is nuts. Half the time you watch this Japanese drama and you're like, what the hell am I watching? Like, why am I still watching this? And the other half, you're like glued to your seat wanting to take every second of this drama in. It was crazy. It was crazy. Also, I have to say, the chemistry of the two leads are palpable. The chemistry was amazing. Sadly, there is no romance whatsoever in this drama. To achieve that chemistry and not have any romance whatsoever is just an achievement within itself. I have a poster up on the blog post. That poster is lying to you. They don't kiss. They don't even get remotely close to kissing. Their chemistry is just immaculate. I need these two in a romance drama. I need the actress and the actor in a romance drama, like pronto. I also would love to rewatch this J-drama. So if anybody knows where I can find it legally, because I've looked everywhere, please let me know. There is an anime version, which I discovered last year. I didn't know it was based off an anime until then, and I know that's on Crunchyroll, so I do plan on watching that eventually. Sadly, this drama is not on Crunchyroll, like Cherry Magic is. We have two more. Next drama I'm going to talk about is the Chinese drama Tianjin Mystic. I always pronounce that really weirdly. Season 1. Let me clarify this. Tianjin Mystic Season 1. Tianjin. Tientsin. Mystic Season 1. There is a Season 2. I will discuss it in 2 seconds flat, but first we're going to talk about Season 1. I have mentioned this Chinese drama so many times. It's talked about so many times. I adore Season 1. It's so good. Season 2 was okay. It wasn't the best. I think because I loved Season 1 so much, I went into Season 2 with those high expectations, and I definitely was disappointed. The acting was fine in Season 2. It was the story that was the huge letdown for me. It just was boring, did not go anywhere, did not do the actors justice, because the cast was good for Season 2. I was excited for the cast, and then the story just went downhill fast. I recommend Season 1. You don't need to watch Season 2, but Season 1 you should go watch. Now, this crime drama mixes supernatural with it. It's quite dark. It still has two people, though, investigating crimes in their town. It just has some supernatural stuff going on at the same time, but it's still a police procedural setup where you have a bromance and they are investigating crimes. You have strong found family vibes in this one. As I said, you have bromance, which is always fun. It can get quite dark. Tianjin Mystic can get quite dark due to the nature of the murders that are going on in this drama. Just FYI on that. But again, it's a police procedural mixed with a supernatural fantasy all wrapped into one drama. Definitely can get creepy at times. I would love more Chinese dramas like this. There is more that I've watched. Apparently, they are also rebooting this drama series, so with a lead actor I love, so I can't wait to watch it. But apparently, they're rebooting this, which I'm always a fan of. If done right, if done well. Tianjin Mystic is like extremely popular in China. So it's not very surprising they're rebooting it. Because it was very popular. And honestly, I was quite surprised we got a season 2 in the first place, because season 2 happened like 4 or 5 years after season 1, I want to say. Okay, last but not least, I have to talk about Judge from Hell. Judge from Hell is a currently airing Korean drama, and it has my whole heart. I am obsessed with this Korean drama. It's probably my favorite thing I'm watching right now. And that's just like surface level me describing it. This last but certainly not least, we have The Judge from Hell. It's a currently airing Korean drama. The reason why I put this last on this list, because it is currently not done yet. I think it aired episode 9 today, I want to say, maybe 10. I don't know the ending, but I still want to mention and recommend it because I've watched up to episode 7, I think, and it is still going strong for me. It might be one of my favorite Korean dramas of 2024, if it sticks the landing. But because I'm more than halfway through this drama and I'm still saying that, I'm going to put it on this list. I need people to watch this. This crime drama is super dark, really violent, really dark. For me, it's a lot of fun, though. It's gory, it's violent, it's very dark. You got demons walking the earth who are killing bad people, and you watch these bad people commit these crimes in one episode, And then our female lead, who is a judge, will quote unquote judge these people in the human court and like kind of let them off easy, just so she can take them to hell court and judge them there. And how she quote unquote judges them is she makes them relive the crimes that they have done. So if you have somebody who is abusing their wife and eventually kills her, they have to relive all of that abuse and then that death over and over and over again. That is their punishment in hell. The judge, the female demon judge, our main character, eventually kills them, and that is their sentence in hell. And you are watching the victim, the perpetrator, in one episode do all these crimes to a human being. And then in the second episode after that episode, you see them get punished by those same crimes. It is very violent, very dark, and it's like unapologetically violent. This woman, this judge, is a demon, and she revels in the fact that she gets to punish these people. She's happy about it. She is brutal when she comes to punishing these people. It is violent. It is gory. It is fantastic. I'm having such a good time. But not only is she gory and violent, but like you have other characters who start going on the revenge path or get killed themselves, or you have other killers popping up and other demons popping up. So you have a lot of revenge, a lot of violence going on in this drama. And so it's just it's very unexpected because I did not think, again, I'm not caught up. I have not watched episode 9 or 10, whatever aired today, but even at 7 and 8, you kind of see where the story is going, that like the original woman who was going to be the judge from hell, who's the demon, might not be as quote unquote evil as she was at the beginning, which is fine. She still is punishing these people. It's still violent and whatever. But other characters are becoming as violent as she. It's very entertaining. It's a crime drama. I love it. I need more people to watch it. Little bit supernatural due to the fact you're dealing with demons and angels and gods and whatever, but overall, you're still having a criminal be judged in human court and then get punished in hell court. So it's still a crime drama in my mind. I enjoy it immensely. But trigger warning for sexual assault, abuse, murder, everything you could possibly think of. There's a ton of trigger warnings. And again, what's so fun about this is the main female lead is a villain through and through. She is unapologetically evil, and she loves it. And I think that's just so interesting when it comes to this drama because it's so unique. Will she change in the next 4 episodes? Maybe. But the first 6 or so, she is unapologetically a villain, and it is amazing. There you go. There are like, I don't know, 10, 12 dramas or so that you can watch for Halloween. Feel free to check out my other 3 blog posts that I have linked in my blog post. I named some on those blog posts that I did not name in the podcast episode because I strictly stuck to like crime dramas, but there's other dramas on there that have to do with supernatural stuff like ghosts and things. If you want more recommendations, you can go to today's blog post and you'll find the links to all those. I have a couple questions. Are you like me where you watch crime dramas to celebrate Halloween, or are you more of like a ghost possession scary drama watcher to celebrate Halloween? What dramas do you watch to celebrate Halloween? What dramas have you watched so far this Halloween season? Have you seen any that are on my list? If you don't watch scary or crime dramas, like what do you normally watch for Halloween? And what ones should I check out? But that's it. That's our Halloween episode for 2024. I hope you enjoyed it. I wanted to make a little bit of a list talking about crime dramas. Hopefully this works out up to you. If you watch any of these dramas, please DM me and tell me what you think. Please. I always love talking about crime dramas, and I always love talking with people who just watched them and really enjoyed them and want more recommendations. So happy Halloween. I hope you enjoy your scary drama watching or crime drama watching for this season, and I'll talk to you in the next episode. If you want to continue the conversations about dramas that were started in this episode, you can find me on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter under the username No Sleep for Dramas. That is No Sleep, the number 4 dramas, just like in the title of the podcast. This podcast is also an expansion of my blog, so you can visit my blog at www.nosleep4dramas.com, the number 4 dramas.com, and find multiple years of blog posts already available at your fingertips. All links are in the description of this episode. This has been an episode of the No Sleep for Dramas podcast, and I am your host, Caitlin. I will see you here next time, and I hope you get no sleep chasing the next episode just like me. Good night.